All right. All right, how's it going? Let me just double check all the stats. All right, friends. Can't see what is going on right now on the live, but yeah. If someone is watching this, W's in the chat if you can hear me. That would be awesome. The music is not too loud. All right, I can see something here. Nothing. All right, I'll wait. Oh, here it is. Maybe this is not the right time for me to do a live stream, but I tried to record a video about all of those altcoins, about the potential bottom on the Bitcoin, of course, Ethereum, and majority of those altcoins. And I decided to jump on the live stream because it can take me a while for me to do that video, because it's going to be a long one. So for me, that's a little bit stupid. Sorry. And yeah, let me just jump back in a studio. Let me just delete that. Boom, boom, boom. Alrighty then. OBS on the right. Script at the left. And let's just keep the party going, you know? Right, first of all, for those who are watching me, of course I need to remind you every single time, if we're gonna crash during the live stream, if my internet is gonna crash, or there's gonna be a lag during the live stream, just let me know. Feel free to comment anything you want on a live chat. Not expecting a lot of people during this live stream, because I know how everybody's feeling right now and what is going on in the crypto market. Today, I want to talk about something really interesting that I want to try to speculate, and I want to try to do a quick overview on one of the most, let's just say, the most popular, not one, most popular altcoins during this cycle that we experienced. That, I mean, we're gonna take a look at the current market structure on those altcoins. First of all, as always, welcome back to the channel. And yeah, today we're gonna analyze the altcoin market. So the most popular altcoins that were one of the most popular this rally, those are the altcoins that I'm encountered with, let's just say that, by executing some of the trades, because I mean they had a pretty decent market structure. But in general, I want to talk about the most famous altcoins that was like all over the X, all over the social media. Everybody just kept trying to push the whole bullish narrative on all of those altcoins. And yeah, I do believe, let me just double check what is going on in the chat. So time. All right, here it is. Here's irrational people are jumping on my live stream. All right, that's fine. So I'm gonna record this live. I'm gonna place it on my YouTube so everybody could watch it. Well, every single time when I posted my technical analysis on X, those posts were generated the most engagement. Those posts went pretty viral on X, and that indicates me that those are the altcoins were one of the most popular altcoins this cycle or at least they were the promising ones. And people invested into those projects, and right now, well, nothing new, ladies and gents, they're suffering right now. So in general, those were the altcoins, in my opinion, that had a strongest names, or let's just say they were the most popular names. So let's just imagine that I'm some kind of investor who are still believe in those projects. Let's just imagine that. And what is my take, you know? We're gonna take a look on the, for example, GPU, NAG, Turbo, Brat, TAA, Quant, Ondo. We're just gonna take a look at all of those important, and let's just say those most popular altcoins during the bull rally, this bull rally, if, once again, this was our top. And let's just say that, and of course we'll finish, maybe we're just gonna start with the big boys, because I want to say that we're gonna finish this live stream talking about Ethereum and of course Bitcoin, as always. So let's just dive in, but let's just talk about those big boys, and I'm gonna show you all my narrative if that was the top, where it could be our bottom, etc. But almost forgot. This is not a freaking financial advice, my dear baboons. These projects may be dead. These projects may never recover ever again. Those projects may be dead. These projects may not, we're promising at all. For those who don't know me, I'm a day trader that likes to analyze the market structure and try to react at those market structure, at those, for example, supply and demand, and take a swing. That's it. And I'm just trying to make money and bounce. So we're gonna try to analyze some of those altcoins. But right now, let's just jump into a Bitcoin and ETH. Probably my biggest mistake was I had to do this. I had to do not on a live stream, but I had to make a video about this. So it sucks, but we'll see. Of course, for those who are watching, smash a like. That would be awesome. I know you guys get used to my live streams, so let's just do that. I would like to do more live streams to interact with my followers. That would be awesome. All right, so let's just start talking on a Bitcoin, because the thing is that if this is our top, so I'm not here to sugarcoat you. I'm not here to do like those complicated technical analysis, but because I already did on my raw, unfiltered videos on YouTube, the thing is that I'm still keeping my eyes on if that was the top. Let's just imagine that that was the top. So my take would be still that Bitcoin, we're still waiting for a bounce to, let's just say, to print a right shoulder. If this is the bear market, like I already mentioned you, that every single time we're forming some kind of, I mean, the bearish market vibes, every single time it ends up in some kind of head and shoulders pattern. So that is pretty much it. But my take would be that the Bitcoin will, the red line represents a 200 SMMA, smooth moving average, but my take would be that the Bitcoin could drop into a 60, even a $55,000. So that is my take, and this is the area of a potential accumulation. But then again, I could be wrong about this. I could be wrong. Maybe we'll face only this key level, because for those who are saying that they know where the top is or where the bottom is, they're absolutely liars. No one knows that. We can only speculate by looking at on the data that we have on the charts. So every single time, what do we know? Every single time, as I mentioned you before, that every single bull rally ends up in head and shoulders pattern, in the potential divergence of the money flow of the RSI. Every single time SMMA has the respect if we're trying to bottom in. So I'm looking at those specific levels, and if I'm going to be more accurate, I need more time in the market for me to analyze where could be our potential bottom. We need to face those round psychological numbers in order for me to, let's just say, to be more accurate, or to open my buy long position, or to accumulate even more Bitcoin. So who the hell knows? Also, let's just jump straight into Ethereum. I want to jump into Ethereum because my thoughts on ETH changed a little bit. if we're gonna experience a lag, just let me know, fellas. Because, yeah, I want to go on the 2-day time frame, as we already spoke. So, yeah, I just shut down all of those hashtags on the live stream. I just want to do this more naturally. And let me just promote this one more time. I'm right now, if you don't know what I'm doing, I'm right now on my Telegram. Right. Right now, ETH. Let's just say on weekly time frame. That would be way better. On the weekly time frame, I'm starting with those big boys because I don't want this live stream to crash when we're talking of the most important coins that we need to talk about it: Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, etc. So my take on ETH was like, I told you fellas in my previous video that I'm aiming for some kind of 1.8k. That would be like our potential bottom. How's it going? That would be like my potential bottom on 1.8k. But there is a one big but. I was thinking, I mean, I'm going to start reacting when we're going to reach those levels. But I was thinking, if, only if, 2021's top was an exact number as we got here, and we experienced a 81% drop, or even let's just say 75, 76, without calculating this wick, what is holding Ethereum to replicate this whole move once again, huh? What is holding ETH to replicate and to get back into $1,000? I mean, my previous technical analysis on 1.8k Ethereum was with the fact that I refused that Ethereum could go that low, because for people who invested at approximately all-time highs, ETH in 2018, that means in 8 years, almost 8 years, they made absolutely nothing. So for me, it is very hard to believe that this could happen. But also, there's a chance. There's a chance for this scenario to play out. So what it holds Ethereum to replicate once again, the same price action, the same movement as we got here. Of course, without a wick. Without a wick, the body of the candle's body, we're facing 1.3, 1.4k. The thing is that it pretty looks similar with the 2021 top, the pretty similar market structure that, what is this thing called? A bars pattern, whatever. And that is why we're expecting a bounce. Yeah, there's a chance, 85%, bro. There's always a chance. The main goal is for us to not to try to predict, but what if this thing happens? How to prepare yourself mentally and how to manage your portfolio the right way and not losing everything, you know? Or if you're gonna invest, I'm like quite confident if I'm gonna invest in 1.8k, if we're gonna go drop even lower, I'm still confident that we're gonna reach those previous all-time highs, almost 5k once again. But you're gonna suffer for a very, very long time. And I would like to accumulate at the best levels as possible. So I'm waiting for some kind of rally to the upside because, as already mentioned, for those who are watching my raw videos, alright, BDJ is saying that the $2,000 Ethereum's bottom. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. But the thing is, right now I'm waiting for a bounce. As I already mentioned, you fellas, that every single bull rally ends up in head and shoulders pattern. So I'm trying to wait for some kind of, not in a head and shoulders pattern, but every single time we're ending up and we're topping out, we're seeing a rebound from the demand and then jumping into the weekly or daily whatever supply zone, and we're getting rejected once again. So that is why I'm waiting this similar type of movement. Also, Ethereum, we try to navigate, for those who remember, we try to navigate based on this ascending support. Ascending support failed, and right now we're facing another one with the shake-off. Let's just call it a shakeout, shake-off, whatever. Doesn't even matter. Right now, we're climbing back up. We experience a breakdown once again, and this is right now our ascending support. So we can experience another fake out or shake off at this point and then climb back up. But again, if the Bitcoin decides to retest 200 SMA, it is even the lower price than $65,000 or $60,000. The Bitcoin can end up in facing or retesting around 50. In the mid 50s, I have no idea. I cannot be that accurate on the higher time frame. I just need to prepare myself mentally if this thing happens. So let me just double check on what is going on yeah, perfect. All good. For those who are watching, smash a like if you want to see more of those live streams. If you don't, you don't. But that would be helpful. It costs you absolutely nothing. In general, we're gonna right now double check on the altcoin market. And once again, we're gonna talk only on the most popular altcoins that was all over the X. I just want to check the stats. Just double checking the stats every single time I'm checking the stats on my live stream because I want to double check. I'm right now on my second screen, so don't worry about it. All right. Excellent connection because I'm worried about crashing out. I don't want to crash on the live stream. Right. So, Bitcoin, already discussed. Ethereum, I want to say that 1.8K is the bottom, but if we're going to decide to go even lower, also, I'm going to announce this inside my trading plan. I'm going to try to set up the traps before it happens. So the thing is that this whole box that has a wide ass gap would be a perfect accumulation. Of course, for those who have a lot of money. Because if the price is gonna go inside this potential demand, whatever, this is just my educated guess. And if we're gonna do a similar move, so from example here, a 200% rally, which is like more enough to make a bank. But if I'm wrong, and we're going to the $1,000 is from the narrative. Once again, for those who just joined, exactly, save 10K to buy Ethereum at 1.8K. This is awesome. This is also, yeah, you have to keep that in mind, you know. Also, if you believe that 1.8K is the bottom, just set up your limit order. But 1.8K could be, we can reach even the lower price based on the narrative. So right now, I'm not making any moves right now. I'm not making any moves on Ethereum right now. I need to see that price action in order for me to start reacting. The bottom could be 1.8K. The bottom could be 1.4K. The bottom could be 1K. So the thing is, I would like accumulate 1.8 and 1.4K because I refuse to believe that Ethereum hodlers made zero money from back in 2018. From those retail traders who are still holding, because yeah, obviously they invested into those all-time highs back in 2018, they made zero, not even an uno, dos, tres, no, zero if they holding this for the long term. And this is the thing, altcoin market is perfectly illustrates that this specific cycle, this exact cycle is not an investor's market. This is a trader's market. Every single freaking altcoin, once again, they represent that you had to make money and bounce. So this is just my take. So keep an eye on Ethereum. All the key levels I am marked down. Of course, I'm going to share my trading plan inside the whale room. But of course, we're going to jump right now on the altcoins. Where are all the Ethereum gains? Exact. So for those who want to, but first of all, I don't like to announce these things. I don't like to promote, to be honest, those things. But for those who want to join my private community, there's a link down below, and apply now and check if there's an empty spot available for you. If no, wait, keep your hawk eye into your inbox. Yeah, keep an eye on your inbox. Apply if you want to join. If you want to start building and trading with us, with me especially. Friends, did you manage to buy Alex token during pre-sale? I mean, I'm gonna block you if you're gonna spam this shit one more time. And this is just not a joke. I mean, I have no idea. Those bots and those random people have nothing to do these days. They're just like promoting. This is stupid. So Bitcoin we already discussed. Ethereum, discuss. My plan could change on Ethereum, but still, once again 1.8k would be awesome to see how the market is reacting at those levels. So let me just delete that, and let's just jump straight into some altcoins that I want to talk about today. Because when I'm gonna jump from altcoin to altcoin, live stream and trading view is gonna absorb a lot of freaking data that could crash the whole stream. So, but let's just take a risk, you know? We are gamblers, we're crypto degens, so let's just take, like, even our live stream is gonna crash, so who cares, you know? GPU. I want to talk about this project that is right now eating dirt. And I want to talk about this project because we executed a trade from here, and I thought we can do the same type of market structure at approximately here, and it's just like ate shit all the way to the downside. This is the new project that I thought it is illogical. It needs to be in the crypto ecosystem, in the blockchain, the whole world. And this type of, I'm just checking my stats on the live stream, but whatever. And this thing is just illustrates that people don't give a damn thing about technology. I'm not a diamond hands on the altcoins. I like to trade them, and that is pretty much it. But this, because this is like this, just go on the ChatGPT or whatever, just Google it about it. I'm not going to mention you all over again what is this project is all about, but it had one of the coolest ideas in the blockchain, in the crypto ecosystem. And the thing is that it fails. It also perfectly illustrates how this market is not an investor's market. It is like a trader's market, making money, bounce, that's it. Screw everything else. And after the launch at approximately 20 cents, if I'm not mistaken, right now it sits as a 5-6 cents per coin, which is absolutely insane. And right now, of course, we're printing some kind of, we printed a higher low. We're trying to print some kind of double bottom pattern, which could send the price to the upside, but who the hell knows? All I wanted to show you is those altcoins that I don't know where the bottom could be. I'm just leaving right here. And I'm gonna set my alarms to see if I'm gonna see some kind of market structure is just changing into from a bearish into the bullish. But it just illustrates that nobody cares about technology. Yeah, we need to trade them, make money, and bounce. ENG. The second one. Also one of the most popular altcoins this cycle. Everybody was screaming about it. Where's the more data? Is there more data? If we're gonna experience a lag, just tell me. You know? So you have more data on the Bitstamp? Nope. I just want to see more. Screw this. The thing is, when you're seeing those altcoins and when you cannot read it, you're leaving as it is right now, and just to, I don't know, maybe it's completely dead. Look at the wick, look at this Binance manipulation. It went to absolutely zero. This was one of the most popular altcoins that had like one most popular altcoins this cycle on X that everybody was screaming about it. They were buying Twitter bots to push the bullish narrative into those altcoins, especially in this one. And right now, it is absolutely at zero. It is zero. The total drawdown is 99%. If someone's gonna ask me what to do next, I have no idea. I have no freaking idea what to do with this. So, and if this thing will ever recovers, I have no idea once again. But I'm gonna let it settle. Maybe we're gonna print some bullish market structure. But what I don't like about those projects and how to identify that they're pretty dead, that choppy market structure that shows me that what the hell is going on. There's no market structure, no volume in this. There's like investors, everybody left, and they're leaving. The money flow is running out. That's it. So here it is, one of your popular altcoins that everybody was screaming is eating dirt. All right. Let me just take a quick sippy. The third one, Turbo. I also did some technical analysis on Turbo. Sorry. Let's just take a look on what is going on. Those are the altcoins that I'm looking pretty decent with everything we're analyzing on the weekly time frame, fellas, to see where all of the juices are sitting at. Where all the juice are sitting at. So right now, by looking on the Turbo, one of the most popular altcoins during this rally, right now it's suffering, and the total drawdown is, let me just use a drawdown. It is 90%. 90% with that wick. That wick is perfectly illustrates the zone where all of the demand is sit at. So my take would be that there is a probability to see some kind of strength, for example, into this altcoin. Nothing here is a freaking financial advice. Nothing here is freaking Jesus Christ. Nothing. Because I can mark down all of those important key levels, but when we're gonna face it, the narrative or maybe the bullish market structure won't be there, and I'm gonna be just staying out of it, you know. So I'm expecting for this altcoin to do something like this, and if this is the top, and I'm trying to, let's just say, time up the market, that would be like enough of this, let's just see, the bear market vibes to be ended, to fade away. No, it's not. Fellas, for those who are watching, just stay out of those comments. I don't have time for them to ban those people, but whatever. So every single candle that represents those impulsive movements, everything is sitting at the bottom here, you know? Maybe we can go even lower. Can this setup fail? Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. We'll see, but the market structure looks pretty decent. So my take would be that this shitty coin could reach, I don't know, 0.00675. I mean, how can you even read this number, you know? So that would be like an educated guess on what type of rational market structure I can look at it. And also Turbo, I saw that a lot of big players want to accumulate Turbo, and right now maybe we'll have our chance, but still, again, I'm not touching this. I'm not freaking touching this. I don't care. All right. Also, what do we have next? Brett. Also, one of the most popular altcoins. Of course, we executed some of the trades on Brett during the previous rally. Of course, my target point was a little bit higher than this one, but again, that was awesome. And right now, Brett is doing absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Sitting at the bottom. Perfect head and shoulders pattern play out. Well, not perfect, but it's not like, it's like a broken head and shoulders pattern. So going all the way to the downside. I have no idea where the bottom could be. Maybe we have more data on the charts, but we don't. So for those altcoins that are facing market structure just like this one, I'm just leaving to rest until we're gonna start forming something cool and bullish. So let's just leave it right here. Another one, TAA, the most popular altcoin of yours. Look where it is right now. Everybody was screaming about this one. TIA. Look at this nasty. It is absolutely dead. It is absolutely freaking dead. Does nothing. Nothing at all. So for me also, I'm leaving just like this, which I don't believe is gonna survive. Well, maybe I'm wrong, who knows. Also, let's just jump into something more interesting. Quant looks pretty decent on of course on a higher time frame, because on the weekly time frame it just perfectly illustrates me how the XRP was looking when we started to compress to some kind of symmetrical triangle pattern before the breakout. And if this is a bear market, I would say that it would be like a perfect timing for around to end up finishing this whole symmetrical triangle pattern, which is absolutely BS for me to analyze on the weekly time frame, the symmetrical triangle pattern, because it can always go lower, but during the bear market, XRP was printing exactly the same market structure. So it is quite interesting to watch those type of projects, which I nothing in here is financial advice, ladies and gents, and please just for you to listen to me what I'm saying to would be like pretty irresponsible for you to do it, because I need to start reacting at some sort of different key levels. Maybe we can go even lower. Maybe we're gonna disrespect this whole ascending support and we're just gonna go straight to retest $45-47 per coin, huh? Who knows? So I don't know what is the top for this bad boy, but it would be like negative 90% in total. What a bear market, ladies and gents. What a bear market. Doesn't look, none of those altcoins are looking pretty good, but I'm just mentioning, for those who are watching, I'm just mentioning all of you, all those altcoins, because they were pretty popular back during this bull rally. All right, let me just double check on other ones. Quant. Ondo. What is going on with your Ondo? Ondo looks quite decent, to be honest. It doesn't look dead. It doesn't look alive either. You know? Everything just goes straight to the downside. The neckline was broken of this potential head and shoulders pattern. Not potential anymore, but yeah. The thing is that this wick, this Binance manipulated move, went inside this demand, which is insane. How accurate is it, you know? So my take would be that Ondo, as an example, from the top to the bottom, 90, 88%, that would be awesome to see a market structure when we drop retesting and just printing a higher low, starting to print some kind of bullish market structure and go straight to the upside. That is pretty much it. Actually, it's pretty annoying to see all of those bots on the live stream. I have no idea how to deal with it, and yeah, just keep spamming. I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, absolutely nothing. I don't have time to monitor all of this. Yeah, all of you people from the third world countries are just like super annoying. I have no idea what is going on with your race, but it is what it is. I'm not lying. I mean, I'm saying this out loud. I don't really care. But we need to record this live stream for me to have all of those memories and all of those market structures that I'm trying to see what is going on with all of those, the most popular altcoins during this rally that everybody was kept screaming. All right, we talked about Ondo. Let's jump straight. Yeah. I mean, I'm not here to blog them because, well, for me to blog them, I need to jump on the live stream on the YouTube, but I'm too lazy to do that, to monitor all of those two monitors right now, to double check. You You know what I'm saying? Just too lazy. I mean, just don't mind. Yes, let's just go. Good evening, sir. Good evening. And Ondo. What is next from Ondo? AAVE. You were screaming that those type of coins are going to absolutely moon. Where they are right now. Well, that actually looks pretty juicy. Smash. I mean, actually, this one looks pretty juicy. Same. Here's the thing. Quant looks similar before. I mean, just like XRP. AAV looks the same as XRP before the rally. Those symmetrical triangle patterns. Quant. Which one of them are right now? I always forgot. I mean, my take would be that, all right, this supply waiting for some kind of pump. Maybe we'll have, maybe we won't. A drop inside this gap once again. Jesus Christ, from what is the top of this bad boy? $670. Are you freaking kidding me? Back into that 60, 67. So the total would be from the top, negative 90%. But this is the only place where I would react to open on your promising AV coin a long position. That's it. This is like, I don't give a damn thing if this thing is dead. I just don't. Never invest in this. I mean, a lot of people were, oh my god, let's invest into the AWA. That was your choice. That was your choice. That is why I was pretty cautious during this whole cycle. All right, Tao, the next one. So my take, you'll get what I'm saying of that AAVE. And of course, we're experiencing this day, these days, and especially today, trading view crashes like a lot. All I want to say is that let's just jump straight into Ethereum. Let's just analyze all over again. My main mistake was that I didn't, to be honest. Let's just what should I do? What should I do next? Is it possible for me to do this on my phone? To get some of the altcoins on my watch list? Because I can right now. Hold on a second. Let me just try to do, what do we have? Tau. All right, we have Tau. Do we have it? No, we don't. Let's just do a red one. All right, I press this on the red one. Yes, finally. We have it. I found the code, Tau. Then we're gonna have Sui. Right, gents? Let me just add Sui. Sui. Here it is. Just using my phone. Shut the hell up. Don't tell me what to talk about. PP or Pepe, however you're pronouncing those type of blue chips. Then what we have. I also want to talk about SPX. This is absolutely BS coin. I have no idea what it is, but also is like one of the most popular altcoins that cycle. Every single bot was spamming all over the internet that this coin is the future. And where it is right now, we're gonna take a look. And you guys are suffering like a lot right now. You're just in so much pain. You lost so much money into those stupid altcoins. Of course, we're gonna talk about Doge. Dogecoin looks pretty interesting. AVAX, USDT. It's a pretty shitty live stream. I have to do this on my phone. If you can see what I'm doing. Then AVAX, a Hyperliquid. I want to talk about that because this is one of the most those altcoins that looks pretty interesting to me. hype USDT. All right. Phone is awesome. To have a phone. XRP. All of you baboons who are screaming that XRP is going to 10, 20, or $100, you're all eating shit right now, which is awesome. Let's just take a look what is going on with XRP. For those who are just watch, I'm adding on my list. No, I can't. Your galley is absolutely shit. But we'll see. Maybe we will. All right, what else do we have? XRP, then we have BNB, one of the most top dogs during the cycle. I want to double check on that. And of course, ladies and gents, Solana for now. There's too many of them. I cannot jump back and forth in all of them. But yeah. Perfect. Perfecto. All right, step by step. Tao. How does it look like? It looks absolutely trash. Doesn't do anything. Of course, I know that the Tao has this rally to the upside, and right now Tao is sitting inside this range, which is pretty interesting to see how the Tao is inside this range. And if we're gonna start, let me just open another data on that trading view. Hold on a second, fellas. Tao USD. Tau USDT. Let me just double check. Yes, I found it. I found it. Because I already have my technical analysis prepared. Jesus Christ, why is this so hard? All right. Let me just do this. Just delete this. And let's jump straight into this one. Well, Tau looks not great, not terrible, but in order for us to fly higher, we need to see some kind of, yeah, maybe there's a strong probability right now to retest the bottom of here because we have a beautiful demand at the bottom and then start retesting this descending trend that represents our resistance and flip above it and then rally up to 725. But I have no idea. The market structure here at the bottom, for me to start reacting and longing, there needs to be some kind of bullish market structure to happen, you know? Break of structure, supply, demand, open up, rallying up. So these things needs to happen, but it doesn't mean that we won't lose this support. And we're going to go even lower because no one knows that. For those who are saying that they know where the top or where the bottom is, they're absolutely liars and shut the hell up. Yeah, MEXC charts has beautiful data because probably the MEXC is the only one exchange that after those launches they're launching, and they're unregulated probably they're launching those coins right away from what? From the phantom walls, from those Uniswaps, all of that, from those DEX screens. So that is my take. It could easily retest 125, but no one knows that the main demand, the main support that sits, it is approximately 218. Then let's jump straight into a SUI. For those who are following me on Telegram, you do know that I gave a call you to buy SUI when was us like what, 50 cents. So screw all of you who were just like hating SUI when I told you to buy. Of course, I wasn't that big of an investor into a SUI. I'm locking my gains quite like right away. But this thing pumps 1000%, which is insane. And right now, what is my take on SUI if we're looking on the higher time frame? This wick Binance manipulated move is perfectly aligned, to be honest. If this demand, if this whole gap won't hold us, I wouldn't say like that SUI has no chance to retest like what, $1, 80 cents, 90 cents. I mean, we have a chance. We have a chance to retest those lower prices. There's like the original ascending channel was at approximately here, and we are sitting on the mid-range, which is also crazy to think about how this thing works when we're facing this resistance. And for me, in general, from the top to the bottom, 90%. Oh my god. Altcoins are gonna suffer if those old things plays out. This is insane. So screw all of you who invested in those things. Also, Pepe. What is going on with the Pepe? Yeah, that's my take when I started to shoot this video. I think that the Pepe, it looks pretty interesting on the weekly time frame, despite the fact that we printed this higher head and shoulders pattern. The thing is that the Pepe from those all-time highs drop right now by 85%. So if my timing would be, I have no idea. Here's the thing, fellas. I have no idea, are we in a bull rally or in a bear rally on those altcoins? Because it seems that those altcoins has a quite juicy data at around here. Maybe we can start bouncing back up from this potential support that we have. But if we're going to lose it, then what? At the end of the day, I'm just a day trader who tries to react at those situations. I want to see some kind of bullishness, you know? Let me just try to double check on the live stream stats. Maybe there's a chance for us to block those people. I have no idea how people are using their filters on the YouTube live stream. I'm new to this. All right. Excellent connection. Report. This information, report. Get the hell out. Report. Keep spamming. A lot. Nice. Right, look pretty clear right now. Pretty clean. Pretty clean. Alrighty then. Let me just get back. Chat looks pretty clean right now. Am I wrong? Oh, we have another one. Report. All right. Please, sir, don't ban me. Don't ban me. I want to be rich. Dumbasses. Oh my god. All right. So my take would be on Pepe that there's a very realistic scenario to reach those levels or to go even lower, because on the monthly time frame, what is on the monthly time frame? 1 month. Jesus, we can easily go to here to retest this whole, if this whole gap will fail, I mean, we have a chance to the accumulation phase of the gap would be that wide on the Pepe, which is absolutely insane. The money is just leaving from those altcoins. So I would say, can I use the Fibonacci's on this one? From absolutely bottom to low? No, it doesn't work. I mean, the whole algorithm of the Fibonacci's is just broken. So I would say this gap is insane, like, for you to accumulate Pepe more, which I won't do that. Can Pepe reach even those prices? So mark those levels down. I mean, I just need to start seeing some kind of rebound at even at here. I have zero take on Pepe, but Pepe was also one of the most popular coins, you know? One of the most popular coins, and it's just like, what? Got destroyed. Let me just get back from the YouTube studio into a normal one. What do we have? What do we have on our list? All right. Pepe we already discussed. Sui, screw it. Chat, what the hell is this? Everybody what kept screaming about this coin. I done zero technical analysis. I done zero fundamental analysis. I done zero research. What this stupid baboon coin is like, what, SPX just some kind of related with the S&P 500? Well, what the hell is it? You know? But it looks pretty strong at this very moment. So maybe the altcoins has their own narrative. They had their own some kind of bullishness. Some of those altcoins, they have a chance to start flying. Who the fuck knows? So this was one of the most popular altcoins that pretty much on the daily time frame even respect those trend lines, to be honest. Descending, ascending, breakout, breakdown. So my take would be that if this thing can break, can we start flipping into the bullish market structure once again? Because we're trying to, you know, right now we're facing that supply. You can see some kind of turbulence and see a rally to the upside until we're gonna reach this supply, and then into the to see a lower price. 30-20 cents. Huh? What do you think, chat? Welcome to the bear market, but this is the daily time frame. It could take us... I have zero opinion about this, but I had to mention this because that was one of the most popular coins. You know what I'm saying? So screw it. Also, it performs pretty well today. Bye-bye. Dogecoin. Doge freaking coin on the weekly time frame also forms a stupid symmetrical triangle pattern, which is absolutely insane. We executed Dogecoin inside the whale room. I mean, from here, rally to the upside, and until we're gonna saw that juicy retest. Of course, I didn't perform that well during this whole rally. I secured my gains quite here in the middle. Of course, profits are profits, but still, I just don't care. I had to react, adapt, take a swing, walk away. Right now, this week has also had a beautiful correlation, or everything is aligned perfectly at this demand, at this impulsive gap, or let's just say inside this gap. So we have a perfect demand that sits at this ascending support. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and by connecting those highs, lower highs, we're inside this symmetrical triangle pattern. So I do think that if this is a bear market, fellas, don't you ever forget. Don't you ever freaking forget that we are trying to analyze everything based on what if this is the end of the bull market. You know what I'm saying? So stop. All right. You know what? I started to enjoy to report those badasses. All right. Perfect. So that is my take would be on a Doge. With Shiba, they look pretty similar, but of course Dogecoin likes to perform better because you already know why. I don't need to mention that because of the one of the person that sits somewhere at the top that likes to, well, not anymore. In the early days, even a single tweet can pump the price to the upside. So yeah, that my take on the Dogecoin that could easily drop to almost... Can you imagine? We almost reach 50 cents during this rally. We reached, of course, that one. So the previous rally from the top to the bottom back in 2021, the drawdown was 93%. Right now, if that was our top, like what, 80%? So every single... I see that every single altcoin, or not the new altcoin, but the older one, or... let's just say in general, the drawdown has this rally especially has a 10% discount in a good way. So that is interesting. But my take on the Dogecoin that we can go and start retesting those lower prices, but who knows? Maybe we'll fail. Maybe we fail and we're gonna start dropping even lower. But right now on the weekly time frame, that's my take. I want to see how everything is gonna start reacting when we reach those levels. If we won't, and we're gonna start pumping like crazy from this key level, from the 10-11 cents, I don't care. I mean, I'm gonna miss the whole trade and that's it. AVEX. I was looking on the AVEX and tried to do my educated guess on AVEX because AVEX, one of those coins that were promising coins, the whole narrative was that everybody is so bullish on the gaming industry, and the whole narrative was, if I'm not mistaken, because of the GTA 6, everybody was kept screaming that if the GTA 6 are gonna start, I don't know, if they're gonna release that, all the altcoins related with the gaming industry are going to start shredding, which didn't happen. Of course, right now, looking on the market structure, we are definitely inside the same as we speculated here. We're inside this descending channel. We have a descending support and descending resistance, right? And right now we're bouncing back up. But technically, based on the technical analysis, I would say that this is the bottom, you know? I would say that this is the bottom. It's very hard to analyze the altcoin when the big boys are in potential bear market and some of those altcoins are sitting at their absolutely lows. You know, what I need to think is when everything is just like clear as day, we're at the bottom, but the big boys are entering potentially the bear market. So what could be or what could be done, how those altcoins could suffer even more. So well, we need to expect some kind of, I don't know, market structure just like this. Or this is the bottom, and right now we see on some majority of those altcoins a potential rally in the upcoming weeks. Every single candle represents 1 week, 2, maybe till the New Year's 2026. Who knows? I have no idea. But it looks pretty good. AVAX looks pretty good. Unfortunately, we didn't retest the top of this channel. Right now we're facing the bottom of this channel. Chat, if we're experiencing a lag, just let me know. So my take would be that, yeah, I could potentially retest $10 per coin once again. So that's what I wanted to say. When we're going to start analyzing all of those altcoins, the most popular altcoins, for those who are just watching, we're just taking a look on those most popular altcoins during this bull rally, which I don't care about those altcoins. They could be dead. They could be dead. They could like never recover ever again. I just don't give a damn thing about those altcoins, you know? We're just taking a look at where they are right now and when they were last year. So let's just talk about this one. This is my educated guess on Hyperliquid, which is, I'm not going to try to move that often in order for us to keep our live stream going. That was my educated guess on hype. A lot of people was quite bullish on hype, and right now I'm seeing that the hype right now, all right, I see that the gap and this wick, everything is perfectly aligned in this gap between $20 or $30, $27. I'm waiting if the bear market's gonna start kicking in, so hard. I'm waiting for the price to retrace at approximately those levels. That's it. I'm not looking at any of those levels. All right, we have like an impulse at here. Can we be able to bounce? I don't think so. I just waiting and just like thinking that it needs to retrace and go a little bit lower. 65, but then again, 65 is not rational comparing with the other altcoins, you know? The whole market has just got completely destroyed, and you cannot rationally think based even on the technical analysis. I just don't see anything. This shit can go even lower. What are you saying? That this Hyperliquid can go at around here? Are you crazy? That would be insane. But those are the levels like keeping my eyes on. I'm not have any of those limit orders. I don't have none of those hype coins. I just right now keeping my eyes on those levels. That's it. Hype, delete, XRP. That's gonna be an interesting one. Yeah, XRP. What a rally! To be honest, 2024, a breakout through this insanely boring symmetrical triangle pattern. As I already showed you on numerous, on the majority of those altcoins, we're printing exactly, the same pattern on the weekly time frame. So Quant, what is like what? Ondo? I forgot about it, so we can go and rewatch this. I just don't remember it. My memory is like a fish, you know? Let me just, if the music is not too loud. Also chat, if you're still drop a W's in the chat if you're still alive, because I cannot see what is going on right now. I'm just All right. What is going on with the chat?
Chat, if you're still alive.
All right. All right, awesome. So if we're gonna take a look on the descending channel, everything is just like perfectly correlates on XRP here. Perfect. Not that perfect, but again, XRP could, I think that if this is a bear market once again, quite easily to drop even what? That would be the bottom. Or even the lower. Into the lower price. I need to see some kind of bullishness here at the bottom, you know? What do you think? Report. Let me just finish with the last one. And yeah, that is my take. That is what I'm looking for. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe XRP is just gonna shoot it to the moon right now. This is a bear market. I believe that we need to step back and need to wait for the market to start forming for us once again. Something, just something for us. I don't even have a bearish setups at this very moment. Yeah, easy down on XRP. But XRP retested those lows 1.2. So can we go and retest those levels? I'm not gonna say the things that only you want to hear, Slick. But what if this thing goes once again down, as we saw multiple times? And here comes the baboon from the third world country and asked me about the Dogecoin. We already discussed about the Dogecoin. I need to start banning those people, you know? So, yeah, that is my take on XRP and BNB. What is going on with the BNB? BNB actually looks pretty interesting when I'm connecting all of those bottoms with the simple ascending support. And if this is the bear market and that was our top, fellas, we can easily start retesting. And that would be like a beautiful 65 or 70% drawdown. Once again, 400, 430, 450, those levels. To be honest, right now, BNB looks better than the majority of those coins. Also, we have a perfect here. We need to see some kind of bounce from this key level 686. Maybe we can go even lower. Who the fuck knows? We're gonna start shredding just all the way to the upside. But if we won't, we're gonna finish this into the supply. We're gonna face it, encounter another supply zone. That would be my bottom. This is just, that would be my bottom, you know? So yeah, those were those are the most popular altcoins. The most popular altcoins during this cycle. Am I right? All right. All right, so I already recorded my take on those altcoins. I'm doing this for myself. I need to check. For those who are from my whale room and they're still watching, I need to prepare my plans for the potential bottom. What type of market structure I'm looking for, what type of levels I'm gonna start keep loading up big on the long buy positions. I have no idea about the Astra. I'm not gonna analyze that stupid shit. I mean, I just don't care about the Astra. And also, I have no idea what type of algorithm I caught during this live stream for me to attract those baboons or just keep spamming. I have no idea how to monitor this. So, and yeah, that was pretty much it. This is my take. I know. So those live streams sucks. to be honest, probably this is the last live stream I ever done. Yeah, this is probably the last live stream I will do because of it happens over and over and over again with all of those bots. But the thing is that I recorded all of this is my call out. This is what you need to worry about. That what if we're gonna drop even lower than we expected? How you can need to mentally prepare. And if you're accumulating, you need to keep an eye on those levels. Because if the Ethereum's 1.8k, the bottom will fail, I mean, we're looking once again, $1,000. $1,000. And with the previous raw video, I would be wrong. I would be wrong about the potential bottom. So I do believe that a lot of people are just bounced from the crypto market. They just don't care of what is going on because everything does look like shit. Market structure looks absolutely shit. Bearish setups, can't find it. Bullish setups, can't find it. For those who are showing you that they're like trading and scalping on the lower time frames, is absolutely BS. I have no idea. The win rate should be that so small. I mean, I just cannot imagine because it's so volatile market. For those who are trading on the 5 and the 15-minute time frame, this is absolutely insane. For those who are showing you like insane amount of percentages that they made from some kind of swing, it's absolutely insane. There's like no setups even on the freaking lower time frame. So I don't know what the hell is going on. Even looking from the affiliate marketing perspective, because that's what I do, this is also a very interesting fact. I just want to mention this. Not even from the affiliate, but when I was in Dubai, well, it was like last year, according with all the social media engagement, likes, for those who are selling some kind of informational products on the trading in general, the hype was here. Yes, February 24, 25. Yes, the hype was based on that was the only hype we got on social media, in my opinion, and in my in my analysis. That's what I saw. There was like no hype here. There was just a small hype here because a lot of people were maybe they're not showing a full interest into a Bitcoin because they already missed the whole move. And right now Bitcoin is facing those insane levels. And then they drop. Everybody just don't give a shit. All of the institutions are jumping into the game. That's it. Nobody cares. So that, yes, that's what I wanted to mention to this. That this move, I remember, got on social media most of the hype. Everybody was interested into crypto, views, engagement, likes. For those who are doing affiliate on majority of those exchanges that they're promoting, I mean me, especially Bybit, Blowfin, which is normal. It's a win-win game. The hype was only here. There was like no hype left during this rally, which is insane. Maybe that indicates me that majority of people are just only invested and only trading those altcoins. Nobody's trading and nobody's interested into a Bitcoin. So who knows? Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Who the hell knows? But Bitcoin could easily go even lower than 60. I believe that. I just don't want to say it. A lot of people are gonna kill me. The one indicator that is like tries to just got destroyed. Jesus Christ. Trend lines don't work. Yeah, trend lines don't work. Maybe for you fellas. Maybe for you fellas. Trend lines work if you know how to use it. Yeah, and Ethereum is in a has also a probability for my bottom scenario not play out. Maybe they are bullish because we all waiting for the last bounce. So don't you ever forget about that. But Ethereum, You know what's the crazy part? That we're gonna face two bear markets if this thing happens. Two bear markets in a row, which is, oh my god, it is absolutely bananas. So what do you think, chat? What is your bottom for the Bitcoin? Smash a like, drop your comment right now in the live chat. What could be our bottom for the Bitcoin? What is the bottom, my dear fellas? Of course, for those who's gonna miss this live stream, I'm gonna drop all of those timestamps in the comments. So I mean, not in the comments, in the description, so people could like see easily what we talked about. I just had to mention all of those popular 20. Yeah, we talked about pretty much 20 of those altcoins that were the most popular ones during this rally, and right now they're doing shit. They're absolutely eating dirt. Nothing. Goodbye. Destroyed. You know? And I'm not gonna lie, maybe this is the last live stream I mean, I'm not enjoying doing those live streams anymore. Like we used to do back in, when the Ethereum was absolutely shit and it went to almost all-time highs. When the Bitcoin was at $40 and then we went to the all-time highs because our goal was during those live streams to track price actions, every single price action. When we're gonna reach those all-time highs. That's it. My mission is done here. So down to the evil price, 66.60. I mean, if the price is gonna drop 50 and or 60 between those two numbers inside that white gap, I mean, I just don't care. It's just like, doesn't mean a lot to me. It's still somewhere in the middle, a 50% drawdown, 50 to 60% drawdown if we're entering a bear market. That's it. Nothing crazy. If there's like 55, somewhere in the middle of 55. All right, one last time. One last time. And also, while crypto is suffering, I need to start jump more into a forex. I need to start jumping back into a gold, see what is going on there, because crypto is pretty cooked right now. Of course, if there would be like some kind of bearish scenario, like we would like to see some kind of bounce even from ETH inside the supply, then I would say that we have some kind of bearish scenario at around here on the weekly time frame. Then we can start building a short sell position into this absolutely ground. I mean, first of all, I have no idea what you're saying. What? Fellas, I don't want to be rude, but whenever you're trying to comment something or drop your question, that would be awesome for you to just double check your mistake. It's like, it's not a... nothing bad, but it's hard for me to understand. Bro, what do you mean, believe the YouTube says if the Bitcoin to 100k, I close all my channel. Maybe BTC's disappear. What the fuck? That is why I won't do those live streams anymore. Half of those people are just sorry, fellas. Sorry for me saying bad words, but this is just it. No one is gonna help you. Yeah, finally we see a bounce. Also, on the daily time frame, we're seeing that the Ethereum is quite trying to flip. And it's just like squeezing right now into some pretty interesting market structure, huh? If this thing can plays out, yeah, if this thing plays out, you can finally see a rally to that supply. Also, the money flow, what is going on with that? Everything is just going down. Everything is just going down. All right, fellas. If you want something from me, that is my take. I showed you a probability that Bitcoin can go that low, and those are the zones when I'm reacting. I show you that I could be wrong about Ethereum's bottom and we can go even lower. Who the hell knows? Maybe this is it. Maybe that was the drawdown. Maybe this is it. We're gonna start flying from here. No one knows that. So I'm gonna try to trade it. Well, not to try. I'm gonna start trading more aggressively once again, because I just don't care in speculating in all of those higher time frame details, because I have no idea in what cycle phase we are right now. Majority of those altcoins are looking pretty dead. There is a strong chance for us to start seeing rebound, because we're sitting here at the demand for majority of those altcoins I already mentioned you. We're sitting at the demand or at some kind of support, and there's a chance for us to start bouncing. But some of those altcoins looks absolutely dead, and some of those altcoins are looking at the pretty highest points. So who the hell knows? Only trying to focus right now on ETH, Bitcoin, and of course Solana. I already mentioned you Solana. No, I didn't. Solana right now looks pretty interesting. If we're bouncing from here, of course, first scenario, if that was our top, looks pretty similar as to be honest, as Ethereum a little bit, but just like we reached the same tops this cycle. This is the zone we need to start bouncing back up. We're already doing that. But if that was our top for this crypto market cycle, or whatever you want to call it, eventually this support will be broken. And my take would be that Solana, I mean, from absolutely top to the bottom, that would be here. I'm looking at this impulsive candle that represents a buy power. That's it. But we can always go even lower. You know, fam? We can always go lower. At approximately $58, $60 per coin. So, crazy technical analysis. Nothing. And of course, I did my stupid technical analysis back in, I don't know when, like months ago right now, that keep an eye, fellas, on those potential divergence. If this is over, I told you to be securing your gains, because if you were holding or longing from the bottom and you're at this phase, keep securing your gains, because we're printing a potential divergence, which is like not potential in here. It did happen. The price rallies up to the upside like crazy. RSI, all of the momentum waves, whatever you're tracking at the moment, everything is going down, and that's what creates a divergence. It indicates that the price can plummet quite fast. The buyers, I mean, they're running out of steam and the selling pressure starts kicking in. So yeah, that is my take, but right now we're looking quite strong on Solana. I want to see a bounce. We'll see if we're gonna get rejected from this resistance, from this supply. If we're gonna print some kind of another head and shoulders pattern, then we're gonna start going lower. Or who knows? Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I'm an idiot, and that was it. That was it. It is very hard to speculate right now. It's really hard. It's really hard. Ethereum looks shit. Bitcoin at the all-time highs, almost. Well, of course, not almost, but we are sitting at $88,000. But still, those are the all-time high territories these days. And this is a healthy price. From the 125K, it is like a healthy price right now on the Bitcoin. 90, 85, $80 per one single freaking coin. All right, what else? What do we have on live stream right now? Gala. I just take a look on Gala if you don't mind. Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? We just talked about the most popular altcoins during this rally. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right, fellas, that's a wrap. Probably this is my last live stream, and I'm gonna be focused more on a raw videos and educational content on YouTube. I don't care about those live streams anymore. I just don't care. Look at all of those bots and all of those baboons will keep asking random questions, which is like not related with the topic. And yeah, sorry for it, but I'm gonna drop all of those timestamps in the upcoming, maybe in the 30 minutes or 20 minutes for those who missed it, because I just don't care about my watch time. And yeah, peace out, fellas.